Hello, we meet again in the VNews broadcast daily, and here are the following headlines for today.
Vietnam commemorates young female volunteers in Dong Loc intersection. July consumer price index continues to decline. Painter pays tribute to heroic mothers.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Thiện Nhân on July 24th attended a ceremony to commemorate the death anniversary of 10 young female volunteers who sacrificed their lives leveling bomb craters in Dong Loc intersection in the central province of Hà Tĩnh.
During the American War in Vietnam, Dong Loc Junction was the most important site on the north-south supply route, where supply trucks carrying army men, food, arms, and munitions passing by. When trying to level bomb craters to keep the junction open to traffic, the young volunteers were killed by a bomb exploded right in front of their shelter where they were hiding. Later the same day, Deputy Prime Minister Nhân attended a ceremony where the Ministry of Education and Training handed over 10 statues of the fallen combatants to Hà Tĩnh province. The Deputy Prime Minister highlighted the significance of the project, which aims to recognize the great contributions by the girls who laid down their lives in Dong Loc intersection for the nation and people.
Cambodian Permanent Deputy Prime Minister Q Minister of National Assembly Senate Relations and Inspection Man Saman met with Nguyễn Nhân Chiến, Chairman of the Bắc Ninh Provincial People's Committee in the province on July 24th.
Chairman Chiến briefed the guests of the local socio-economic situation over the past 15 years. With geographical and economic advantages, Bắc Ninh has become one of the most developing localities nationwide, with the presence of major international investors, he said. Man Sam An affirmed that Cambodia wants to tighten cooperation in many fields with Vietnam, including the northern province of Bắc Ninh, to deepen solidarity and friendship between the two countries. She said it is the third time she has paid a working visit to Bắc Ninh province. The Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister expressed her hope that Cambodia will continue receiving Vietnam and Bắc Ninh province assistance in corruption prevention, meeting citizens, and settlement of complaints and denouncements.
On July 24th, Vietnam protested recent Chinese moves in the East Sea, saying China's activities have seriously violated international law and Vietnam's sovereignty over the Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa archipelagos.
China's establishment of the so-called Sansha City and the Chinese Central Military Commission's official decision to form a garrison command on Phu Long Island in Vietnam's Hoàng Sa archipelago on July 19th. As well as China's organization of the election of the first Municipal People Congress of the so-called Sansha City on July 21st, have seriously violated international law and Vietnam's sovereignty over the Hoàng Sa Paracel and Trường Sa Spratly archipelagos and are void. China's activities run counter to the common perception of the two countries' leaders, violate the agreement on basic principles on the settlement of sea issues between Vietnam and China signed in October 2011, and goes against the spirit of the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the EC signed between ASEAN and China in 2002, thus making the situation in the EC more complicated. Vietnam resolutely opposes China's above-mentioned activities and requests China respect its sovereignty, immediately stop and cancel its wrongful activities, thus making practical contributions to the development of friendship and cooperation between Vietnam and China, as well as maintaining peace and stability in the EC. The Vietnamese Foreign Ministry on July 24th sent a dispatch of protest to the Chinese Foreign Ministry.
Vietnam's consumer price index in July declined for the second consecutive month, falling by 0.29%, recording the lowest level in the month since 2004, General Statistics Office reported on July 24th.
With this, the nation's consumer price index in the first 7 months of this year increased only 2.2% against December 2011 and 11.2% compared to the same period last year's average data. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the two largest cities accounting for 30% of the nation's CPI, also saw a dramatic fall of 0.29% and 0.57% respectively, which is also one of the reasons behind the decline. The recent increase in electricity and fuel prices has not had clear impact on July CPI, while the previous decrease in fuel prices has led to significant decline in transport price. Of the four groups that saw fall in prices, transport recorded the highest decrease and post and telecoms scored the lowest. Prices of medicine and healthcare services saw the largest increase of 3.36%. Thanks to the abundant supply, food and foodstuff prices dropped by a dramatic 1.49% against last month. Accordingly, 2012 inflation may be around 5.5% and GDP growth may reach 5%, unpredicted.
The Russian version of the 2005 best-selling war book Dang Thuy-Chem's diary was presented to public in Hanoi on July 24th. National Assembly Vice Chairman Wang Chu-liu attended the event.
Publication of the book has been done to mark the 70th birth anniversary of Dr. Dang Thuy-Chem and the 65th day for martyrs and war invalids, July 27th. The diary was translated in Russian by a group of leading Vietnamese and Russian experts. The Russian version is expected to be a bridge reuniting Russian readers with Vietnamese literature. Penned by Dr. Dang Thuy-Chem in the 1960s, while working in a field hospital in central Quảng Ngãi province, the diary reveals her emotional turmoil and personal aspirations. So far, the diary has been translated into 18 languages. A movie adapted from the diary won the Vietnam Cinematography Association's Golden Kite Award in 2010.
A seminar was held in Ha Long City, Quảng Ninh Province on July 24th to discuss ways to preserve and promote the values of Ha Long Bay, a world natural heritage.
Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism Hoàng Tuấn Anh joined scientists and tourism experts both at home and abroad at the event. The delegates exchanged experiences in heritage tourism development, as well as the role and position played by Ha Long Bay. We have to promote global values of Ha Long Bay in tourism development. However, during the process, it is necessary to pay attention to the bay's sustainable development. Over recent years, the bay and surrounding areas have attracted more than 40 foreign investment projects, with a total capital of over $1 billion. These bring not only opportunities, but also challenges to Ha Long Bay in its way of development. We will focus on raising local people's awareness of tourism in the coming time, so that everyone could become tourism voice of both Ha Long City and Quảng Ninh Province. In the coming time, Quảng Ninh will build a tourism trademark for Ha Long Bay, effectively utilize and preserve the bay, as well as raise public awareness of natural protection.
Over 300 portraits of heroic Vietnamese mothers nationwide painted by Dang Ai Viet are on display at an exhibition in Ho Chi Minh City.
The portraits are part of 863 works that Viet has painted during her journey throughout the country for nearly 3 years. The 62-year-old artist has traveled on her motorbike to depict different faces of heroic mothers whose sons and daughters have fallen down during the war. You will see two characters in each painting. One is the heroic mothers themselves, who are the witnesses to the history, and the other is the painter who created the paintings by heart. Each painting tells a moving story about heroic mothers who sacrificed a lot for the nation's independence and freedom. A number of the mothers also attended the event. I am moved to attend the exhibition. I am glad to meet the artist and see my portrait. Viet is the wife of the late people's artist Pham Khắc, and as a former soldier herself and a mother, she understands the pain the heroic mothers had to suffer. After the exhibition, all 300 portraits will be presented to the Vietnam Women's Museum for display and preservation.
And this is the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.